What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I have an awesome video planned for you guys today. We are going to dig into everything Q4, specifically what you need to be doing today, tomorrow, and next week to prepare you, specifically as a newer seller, to make as much money as possible over the next 8 to 10 weeks, right? Over the next month and a half, I'm going to give you the blueprint in this video to print money, regardless of how much experience you may or may not have on Amazon, right? So let's get right into it. With that being said, the types of products that we're going to be pinpointing in this video are winterish, quote-unquote, products that are at the peak velocity, peak selling volume in the winter months, right? So we're talking sweatpants, sweatshirts, hoodies, hats, gloves, all winter apparel items we're going to be targeting because A, there's tons of different variations, which presents tons of different opportunity. There's a lot of volume, and the ASPs are pretty high, which leaves a ton of room for profit. Now, as a newer seller, and I remember this back in the day, a couple years, 3-4 years ago, cash is limited, right? We don't have hundreds of thousands of dollars to spend and send in a ton of different products early on for them to get to FBA on time, for them to, sit there, hands off, print money, and soak in the profits, right? As a newer seller, cash is probably more restricted, more limited. We have to be agile. We have to be quick. We have to take advantage of these individual markets when they come about, right? And the key of having success as a newer Amazon seller is we have to understand and identify when markets are good, know when they are good, and be able to join and act on those markets when they are good, right? So we have to identify, plan, be alerted when it happens, and then act and make that money, right? And so Keepa tracking alerts actually gives us the ability to do all three of those things, right? And so I'll show you how it works in this video, right? As we mentioned, we're going to be attacking and pinpointing tons of different winter items, such as this hoodie. Right, if we go back into last year's metrics, we can see last year, buy box was on at 79 at one point. It actually went up to 126, and someone bought this item at 126. Obviously, this one seller who was in stock sold out at 126. Right, so we know this individual item last year was selling between, even 79, and they were making sales even at 126. Right, and so with that being said, understanding that this product is probably we're buying it for like 40 something, right? $55 regular price. Soccer.com I know runs all sorts of different sales. They're doing a 20% here. And they have some bulk deals, right? So, but assuming and take in account the 20% off of 55. Actually, it says excluded from promotion. So I don't actually think this will be eligible for the 20% off. So we'll account for, I don't want to customize it. We'll account for the bulk prices. So no, what's the price for, it doesn't matter what color. They're all going to be the same. If I buy 50 plus, it's down to 35. If I buy 11, it's 38, right? So we'll account for that $38 price point of our sweatshirt, $38. And last year it was selling for $79 at this buy box price right here, and additionally 126, right? But it will account for the 79. 79, especially FBMing, right? Because we don't have time to FBA. We're making $19, almost $20 profit, 25% profit margin at this particular price point. Awesome. We found our first winning item. So now what I want you guys to do is a couple things. Come down here, and we're going to use the track product feature. And we're going to tell Keepa, right, anytime, if and when this product gets above, a $75 price point, $79 price point, whatever your threshold is, it could be $85, whatever it is, you want to start tracking. And so the cool thing of what that will accomplish is anytime, if and when this product reaches that particular price threshold. So if it's 75, 75, 85, 88, whatever it is for you, whatever you set as your customized price threshold, Keepa will alert you if and when that happens. Right? That's the really cool thing. And so we can go and save this link. Come in here, click. I set up this little Excel spreadsheet, right? So we have the Amazon link here. format this better so it doesn't. So we have Nike hoodie. ASIN, we can pull that from the ASIN here. And so you're essentially going to populate this spreadsheet for every particular ASIN that you have, right? And I'm not going to walk you through the entire thing. You enter in the soccer.com link, the buy price, which is, what do we say, 38. Prospective sale price is whatever you say, 75. Bang, 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 right? And so that's just one. And then we're going to continue to go through, whether it be all these different variations, all these different colors. There's a Keepa search I can show you as well. But you're just going to stockpile hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these different alerts. So in theory, whether or not this particular ASIN reaches that particular threshold, it doesn't matter, right? Because there's going to be tens and tens of other ones that you're going to be relying on as well. And so cumulatively, at max capacity, you may have 400, 500, 1,000 different winter-ish items that you're relying on certain things to unfold at a particular price point, and the inevitability of daily pings is apparent. And so at max capacity, you're going to be operating through Q4, and you're going to get one ping today. You're going to get a ping from a different product tomorrow. You're going to get 5 other pings over the next week of 5 different products. And the cool thing is, because we're FBMing, it allows us to have the agility and the speed and the luxury of joining these markets at that max price, right? We're not having to rely on rely on consistency and stability of these markets, because we're in the case of having an FBA, because we're buying something, it's at our house in 2-3 days. We're listing at FBM, and we're getting sales within a couple days, right? We have the luxury of not relying on FBA and not having to rely on 4 weeks in the future for our particular market to come to fruition. We get the ping, we buy the product, it's at our doors in 3 days, it's listed in 3 days, and we're selling that in 4, right? And so this spanned out 50, 100, 200, 500 ASINs is massively powerful for someone that doesn't have capital, for someone that's very restricted, and for someone that's really trying to maximize the growth. Because the thing is, right, if you put your head down and work over the next 8 to 10 weeks, and execute on this process over the span of hundreds of different ASINs, you will make a lot of money, and you're going to set yourself up for 2025 for a big year, a massive year, with the extra 20, 30, 10, 15, 5, whatever $1,000 profit month you have over the next 4, 5, 6, 8 weeks. It's going to be massive. You're going to set yourself up for a huge 2025. So what I would recommend, go through, search Nike hoodie, Nike sweatpants, all sorts of different winter items. Go through each individual ASIN, set expectations on the ASIN level of what markets you are looking for it to happen, and just start stockpiling a bunch of pins. You could also use Keepa Product Finder, as I alluded to, right? So you can go into Keepa Product Finder and do the sort of similar thing. You can come down here, go into your text filter and say sweatpants, right? You can actually increase that legitimacy of that search just a bit. You can enter in Nike brand here. You can add a sales rank filter here. And so now we have 135 products of likely many different colors of the same ASIN, and all of these have potential markets, right? So if we start to go through these, bang, that went up to 65, right? That went up to 65 as well. This went up to 85. This went up to 70. This went up to 74, 73. This went up to 70. And so each individual ASIN has its own max threshold that you're going to account for within a Keepa search. And the cool thing is, the powerful thing is, right, to continue to drive this point home, we don't have to worry about every ASIN. We don't have to worry about watching and monitoring all these different ASINs. We can have Keepa do the hard work, receive the pings, buy the products when they come, and list them FBM, and start to bring in the profit. So that's going to be it for today's video. Make sure you execute on this process, on this strategy, on this mechanism, and put in the comments how much money you made this Q4. We'll catch you in the next video. Enjoy.